This is just, it's a pitiful ass shame, okay? I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. It's a pitiful shame that these Black men have to literally talk about women. I mean, not even in a these men are bullying women. What man sit up here and talk about a woman's hair? I mean, this is a new day and age. This is 2022, but this been going on for some years, okay? That's their get to success card, is talking about a Black woman, bashing a Black woman, talking about a Black woman's hair, talking about a Black woman's wig, talking about a Black woman's body. And these men are not even interested in women. See, that's the issue. These men don't even date women. They don't like women, but they have all of these Black female creators' names in their mouth. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because we pop. They need a woman to get to the top. Like every other man, they need a woman to get there. They need a woman's energy. They need our pass to be accepted on here. They need our approval because most of their audience is women. And most of these men that I'm talking about, their audience, the people who put money in their filthy pockets, are Black women. You don't see no other men supporting them. You rarely see other men supporting other men in these type of men's chats. It is women who's the majority of their supporters emptying out their piggy bank to put it into a hateful man's pocket.
Just up in just being ignorant for no reason.
No, he not finna try to play me.
Who's playing you, stupid bitch?
No, bitch, you fucking stupid.
Nobody's playing your caption.
I'm so sick and tired of these Black men. I'm keeping it real tonight. These men are problematic. They teach other men that this is the way to come up, by talking about a Black woman, dragging a Black woman like they're a woman. See, I think they got it kind of twisted. I think because they have feminine qualities or is leaning more on their feminine side, that they believe that they are women. So then they think that they can come at a woman any type of way because of their preference to men, of loving men, of liking men, whatever the hell they got going on. They think because they're feminine that they could verbally abuse women, that they could laugh about domestic violence situations, that they have a say-so in what a woman wears and how she looks. They try to control us even when they're gay. You cannot control us, period. So they'll say all these things. Oh, look at her wig. Look at her nasty wig. That don't have nothing to do with you. That's a woman's business. You're not a woman. You stay in a man's place. You stay in a man's place. You cannot verbally abuse women on here. And I'm bringing awareness to this because this is irritating and I'm fed up with it.
No, he not finna try to play me.
Who's playing you, stupid bitch?
No, bitch, you fucking stupid.
Nobody's playing your caption.
Hold up, wait a minute. Let's get straight into this. I seen two different content creators with two different perspectives in regards to things that they wanted to address, things that they wanted to talk about, concerns, gripes, and complaints. I also seen several content creators' reactions to what these content creators put out. We're going to get into this. We're going to slow walk this thing. We gonna slow walk this thing. Let's get into first of all the first content creator. The first content creator is Tales from the Cult, and I'm gonna say shout out to Tales from the Cult. And she was really adamant about black women not being protected, being attacked on social media, verbally, and that other races of women are not having to go through what black women are going through. I do personally understand where she's coming from. I definitely agree to a certain extent, so I can't take that from her. I think my concern about it is that I feel that men should not attack women and women should not attack men. But I also feel like men should not attack men. I feel like women should not attack women. I think that we should be the examples that we want others to follow. I don't think it's okay for women to sit online and go back and forth with one another and disrespect one another, dox one another, talk about, their mothering skills or lack thereof, or them being strung out on drugs, etc. So to me, it's almost like an oxymoron, because it's like, well, we as women can attack one another, but you as a man can't talk about it. And I think that that's kind of hypocritical to a certain extent. I definitely agree that certain things need to be addressed in a timely fashion. There's a time and a place for everything. But I think a lot of people, to be honest with you, especially here on social media, they do a lot of things with malice. They do a lot of things with hate. And it's definitely reasons for alarm and concern. And I'm hoping that YouTube does a better job at policing those type of hate speeches up. So again, I agree with her take on, certain black women feel unprotected because of, certain rhetoric being pushed, certain narratives being pushed about black women. All black women do not fit into one category. All black women do not wear weave in their hair. All black women do not wear makeup. So I think individually, those people need to be addressed accordingly. And I think a lot of times, depending on what type of relationships we had, whether it was personal or professional, we get in our feelings, we get into our emotions about how we want to address certain things. And a lot of times it doesn't come out as, we're talking about the few, we're talking about the minority, it comes across as we're talking about all. And a lot of times when we get into situations, it does come out as all. And you have people who onlookers, bystanders, naysayers, those people who are looking at this type of behavior and they're laughing. They're excited about what's going on. They're excited to see men bash women and vice versa. So again, Tales from the Cult, I think she was spot on about a few things according to certain men. I think that she did a pretty good job at saying, I'm not talking about all men. I'm talking about the men that I pointed out in my video, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She also pointed out gay men. Let's talk about it. It's interesting how gay men are received on social media. It is interesting to see a gay man be able to drag or disrespect a black woman. And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it comes to a popularity contest versus right and wrong. It's like your moral compass, instead of, pointing true north, it's like, well, it's pointing towards the person that I like. It's pointing toward the person that is more artistic in regards to being creative, more of a pop or flair or star power. Because really, that's what it boils down to. Who has the most star power? We're going to let you get away with saying these things. We're going to let you get away with doxing and disrespecting if you have star power. Because it really doesn't go with the right and wrong. It's really about, who we like at the end of the day. And for some reason, who we like, we give them a pass. Even though reasonably, in reality, we know that these things should not exist. For some reason on social media, these things exist. These things are accepted. So when she says these things should stop, I do believe they should stop across the board. So again, salute to Tales from the Cult for on that passionate video. I think that, there was some validity to what she was saying. And I understand where she was coming from. Let's get into this TommySotomayor. I'm going to have a different perspective and a different narrative on this Fresh and Fit video. And I'm hoping that you guys understand where I'm coming from, okay? At no point in time is it okay for a man to put his hands on a woman. I believe in self-defense, then you need to do what you need to do. Now, I watched this video a good number of times. And I'm going to be honest with you, based on the viewpoint of this woman standing up in front of Tommy or on the side of Tommy, and like with this verbal attack. Now, granted, they both are verbally attacking each other or whatever case may be, but it's called an escalation. Once you stand up and you then become a threat, here's the thought process. Since when is it okay for men to jump or women to jump into man's face? When is it okay? Like when is it okay? Being verbally attacked does not promote physical abuse. And we talk about, men being emasculated. We're talking about men being overly emotional, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it goes on and on and on. But the fact of the matter is, you got to understand that everybody ain't built the same way. Everybody's parents ain't say, if a female jumps in your face, you need to just fall back. You need to be the bigger person. And I say that because even though a lot of people are cheering about this confrontation between TommySotomayor and this other IG model, it's interesting to me because there's nothing funny about it. And I question the validity of these men who think that this is funny. This is dangerous. What I saw was a dangerous encounter. What I saw was a situation that escalated when it should have stopped. You have alcohol involved. You have a man versus a woman, regardless of who started what and who said what. The thought process is, well, physically, right? This man is stronger than this woman. You know what I'm saying? So if he just punches her, he stands up and punches her or whatever, one good time, she falls and hits her head on the table. Hell, she falls and stumbles her way to the balcony and falls off that shit. This thing could have went really bad or gotten really worse really fast. So I'm going to be honest with you. To those people, I'm going to say the real heroes here. To the people who tried to intervene and break it up before it escalated even further, salute to them. To the people who didn't think it was funny, to the people that saw how dangerous and out of hand this situation was, salute to them. To the people that can actually look back and actually give commentary and say, hey, this was a situation that was out of control and it should have never happened, et cetera, salute to them. But to all the people who think this is funny, this is an aha moment, I question the validity of why you're doing it, because it says a lot about your character. At no point in time should men and women be fighting, especially physically. Verbally things can get out of hand or whatever. And I looked at this video and I'm telling you right now, there is no way in hell that this woman should have stood towering over this man as if I'm going to tell you what I want to tell you and you're just going to take it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is called verbal abuse. And a lot of times you got to understand people are not in position emotionally or mentally to take people's verbal abuse. And you got to understand the background with some of these people. Some of these people are damaged. And when you have damaged people dealing with situations that they feel like, well, I'm not going back down that road. I'm not going to be abused. So I'm going to strike back. Again, there should be a zero tolerance on abuse, period. Physical, emotional abuse, period. But here's the situation. The situation boils down to women don't jump in men's face. Men don't jump in women's face. Try to control your emotions to the best of your ability. But you have people sitting in a tight space that have been drinking, that some may be emotionally damaged. And when you have people that are emotionally out of control, these things happen. I think that this situation should have been de-escalated a long time ago. You see what I'm saying? Because here's the thought process. You know what type of people you're bringing on your show. Hey, don't sit them in the same area. You know, hey, we're not, you can't drink. You can drink water, but you can't have alcohol. So there's many things or numerous things that could have happened to mitigate this situation, but it wasn't. And it's for ratings and views. And it's so sad that it's at black people's expense. I would ask you guys that think it's funny, that think it's exciting, that think it's an aha moment to relook and reassess what you actually see. Because to me, I see a dangerous situation where people are out of control and it should have never happened. Until next time, adult up. Peace. This tough love.